Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and this is your Stockwatch list for Thursday, June 29th, and we're getting closer to that holiday week. Next week, the 4th of July is coming up, and that's Tuesday, July 4th. So we'll be heading into a holiday weekend soon, and I would expect Thursday, Friday to start slowing down as far as the volume and available trades. A-plus trades, as they say. The markets, financial stocks led the markets higher today. The Dow Jones 30 was up 143. The NASDAQ Composite was up 87, and the SPY was up close to 1%, just under 1%. And this was after the Tuesday pullback. After the bell, all 34 banks passed the Federal Reserve stress test. Banks were allowed to return money to shareholders, and they're healthy enough to stop stockpiling cash. Also, after the bell, Staples has agreed to sell itself for $6 billion and approximately $10 per share. So that was some information after the bell on Staples, and I'll show you the Staples SPLS. And a big pop in Staples, getting that $10 per share. And the banks just went wild after the bell. And a lot of share buybacks were mentioned, and a lot of increase in dividend. So you see Citigroup, JP Morgan, Bank of America, even Zion was up. COF was actually down. They have to resubmit their stress test for Capital One, but they're also doing a share buyback. AXP was up after the bell. They're doing a buyback also, and increase in the dividend on American Express. So yeah, the banks, let me bring up XLF, and you can see that big pop in after hours. When the news came out, and it's trading at the highs. And FAS, which is the bullish financial ETF for banks 3-time, and it's up by 51 at $51 on the FAS. So banks were strong today, and they are doing very well in the after hours, as I just showed you with the XLF. So some news, other news that came out after the bell, KLIC, Click third quarter revenue is expected to come in at the high end. HTGM had news after the bell. Molecular Diagnostics launches its HTG Edge Sequence Path. And let's see, HTGM on that news. It did pop up, but now pulling back on this 5-minute pre and post market. SRPT had news after the bell, and we'll scroll through some of these. We'll go into the there was a share offering, public offering on CRZO. Let's see, let me get to the here we go. Insider purchases after hours. Lulu Director purchased 100K at 55.50 LULU, and that popped in after hours on LULU. SELB Director purchased 300 over 300K shares on that name. TPHS 10% owner. And why is this moving up? Okay. And TPHS 10% owner purchased close to 18,000 shares at $6.95. Let's take a look at that. CPHS, not much reaction. FRSH also had some 10% ownership. Purchased 23,000 shares at $4.41. No reaction in after hours. Some syndicate news. AKBA proposed public offering of common stock. BLCM, they're doing an offering on BLCM. That was down in after hours, and you can see the reaction on that offering. And let's see, CRZO I mentioned already. And let's see, some earnings after Thursday's close. AOBC, which is American Outdoor Brands. They used to be the old Smith & Wesson, AOBC is the new ticker for that. MU is after the close. Here's the MU chart, the 5-minute, and Nike also after the bell tomorrow for Thursday, June 29th. Some earnings before Thursday's open. CAG, let's take a look at that. Move down and after hours. So CAG, GBMX, Rite Aid, and WBA also going to have earnings before the open tomorrow. So you know, some stocks you can watch there. And let's see, let me bring over the some other financial information for you. The futures right now, it's about 7:30 my time, and the futures are flat right now. NASDAQ futures up 3, and the Dow futures up 2. S&P futures up about 1, we'll call it. Calendar for tomorrow. Actually, tonight at 7:50 we have Japan retail sales coming out tonight. Then we go into tomorrow. I went over the earnings for you for tomorrow. 8:30 GDP comes out at 8:30 tomorrow, so that's could be a market mover. 8:30 initial jobless claims, and 10:30 the Nat gas report. 1 o'clock we have Fed speak, James Bullard at 1 o'clock. And now tomorrow night you have Japan CPI at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Japan household spending, Japan unemployment all at 7:30, Japan industrials at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and then 9 o'clock you have some China manufacturing PMI coming out 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. For Friday, let's see, there's some 8:30 personal income, 9:45 Chicago PMI, 10 o'clock consumer sentiment, and don't forget the Baker Hughes rig count at 1 o'clock on Friday. Your earnings calls for Thursday, June 29th, you can see them listed here. WBA will be on the call at 8:30, CAG at 9:30 a.m. What else? Anybody else major here? Well, you see the listings there at around 10 o'clock. You have some earnings conference calls. Then after the bell, you have MU on the conference call at 4:30. CIDM on a conference call at 4:30. Nike on a conference call at 5 p.m. tomorrow night. AOBC, American Outdoor Brands, they're on the conference call at 5 o'clock. All right, and we'll take a quick look at the SPY real fast. So here's your action in the SPY. The bears tried to push us down below the 50 SMA yesterday, but we did recover and trying to push up above the 20 SMA on this daily chart for the SPY. COMPQ, the NASDAQ. This one pushed directly right off the 50 SMA. So I told you guys last night in the video, watch those 50 SMAs, and played out just like we thought. And same thing with the Qs. You know, they gave a push down below the 50, and then the buyers came right in, the dip buyers. What else was there? Amazon, you know, Trump came out and made some comments about Amazon having to pay taxes and, you know, hiding behind the Washington Post, Bezos, to keep his taxes, you know, not having to pay taxes. But I think they do pay state taxes, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with Amazon, but it did move down, but then buyers came in at this 970 level. Let's see how did Google fare today. Recovery back above the 50 SMA after the EU came out with that 2.6 billion in a fine for Google. Apple, we'll go through that real fast. You know, still chugging along here, trying to hold this 100 SMA. Netflix, bouncing off the 100 SMA on Netflix. Facebook bouncing off the 50 SMA on Facebook. And then last for the, you know, these big names, Tesla holding the 20 SMA after pushing down a couple of days in a row. But then buyers, you know, that's the bargain of the century. So the buyers came in and bought it at the 20 SMA because they just have to, you know, be in Tesla. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about as far as the bigger stocks. I'm trying to make this video a little bit quick. So I know you guys, have things to do. But first one up on the watch list, ALQA, one of these under $1 names, looking for that break of maybe 42 cents. The high here was 42 cents. So watch that 42 cents on this name, 1.2 million shares in the name. ANY, trying to break out over the 150 SMA. A lot of social media talk on this one. High was 29 cents. The 150 SMA is at 28 cents, so watch for that 30-cent break. Just remember you have the 200 SMA, the green line right here. That's at about 35 cents on ANY. APTO trying to take out, this 200 moving average right above the green line. And that's at 127. So if you wanted to clear 125, 127, APTO, 1.1 million shares traded in the name. CAR, this one had news with moved with Hertz the other day. Still holding above the 50 SMA. See if something can get going there. CATB, this one turning up, trying to get, is actually back over the 50 SMA. So we'll see if this has any continuation. After hours, this one's trading at $1.52, so it's getting, it's ticking up in after hours. So let's see if this can do something for tomorrow. CNAT, this one we're looking to get over the 100. CNAT, I think I said CMAT, but it's CN as in Nicholas, AT. Trying to get over this 100 SMA. And that one is at 563, so maybe 565 is enough to get a CNAT moving along. Volume was a little bit light today, but we'll see. DMPI looking for this push up. Volume, only 200,000 shares though. Nice candle, so we'll keep it on watch because volume can always come in on these. DMPI biotech stock high was 240. And so we'll look to see if it can take out, 242 on DMPI. EBIO, big volume, came in almost 1 million shares today. Decent candle, looking for a continuation move possibly. I would wait for the 175 break personally and, see if this wants to continue up. Or maybe it could pull back, give you a red to green as far as EBIO. FireEye, FedEx was hacked, I believe. FDX, and so these cybersecurity stocks may really get moving. HACK held the 50 SMA. If you don't know what HACK is, it's the cybersecurity ETF, and FireEye is in that. Let's just check a few others. CUDA, breaking up and over the 200 SMA. So this one doesn't look too bad. Cyber, let's check that one. Cyber pushing up and out, trying to get over this 51 spot. So if you don't like FireEye, FEYE, keep your eye on Cyber. PANW is another one in this field. Not much movement in that one today. So stuck below the 400 EMA, SMA. The 400 SMA is the solid. The 400 EMA is the dotted. Next one up is HTBX. One of these under $1 names, but nice pop today. 2.8 million shares. The high is 73 cents, maybe over 75 cents. Could get this a continuation move on HTBX. HTGM, we spoke about that one, so I'll be watching this one. Here's the 5-minute after hours chart. Had some news, so we'll see if they want to move that tomorrow. HTZ curling up, turning up. Carl Icahns in the name, pretty much stuck in the name, right? And then the news with Apple. So we'll see if this can maybe continue, but they do have the 50 slanted down. Not expecting much from this. 50 SMA is at 1166. So, but might be something you might want to watch. HUSA, under $1 oil name, but big pop, big volume, almost 3 million shares. Looking for that 90-cent break on HUSA. ITUS, trying to break out over the 50 SMA here, 119. So maybe $1.22 is enough to get it going, or you can try it. If you see any kind of volume coming into the name tomorrow over, the high today, which was the 120, excuse me. So over that 120 spot on ITUS. Next one up is KNDI. Let's see, light volume, but is pushing up to the 200 SMA here. You know, if it can clear that 200 SMA, maybe volume will come in. That's at 454, so maybe 456 will be enough to get KNDI moving. You know, it's been in a downtrend for a long time, starting to turn back up, so might be interesting. MACK, 2.9 million shares traded. You know, this thing has just been shellacked. We'll see if they want to turn it back up. The high today was on MACK 143, so maybe 145 is enough, but for me, I would wait for the $1.50 break. Not a favorite chart, but you know, a lot of this stuff that's been getting creamed, you know, has been making some moves, so it might be interesting. MOSY, nice volume today, almost 4 million shares, getting up above the 150 SMA, looking for that high day break and hopefully to clear that $2.50 mark. So the high was 234, so maybe 236 is enough, and you don't have the 200 moving average in your way until around, you know, 3 and change. The only thing is this spike up here was at 270, but you know, you could make some money in a day trade in this and sell it into that 270. NTNX starting to turn back up. Almost 11 million shares traded in the name today. They did have an earnings gap up here. The earnings were good, and then it's been like sluggish, but it did hold the 50 SMA. It's been up a few days in a row now, but if it can get a continuation move over, we'll call it 2075, you know, this could maybe pop for you on NTNX. NXTD, this is Security Protection Services, and looking for, you know, that push up through 175 possibly on this name. Nice curling up, so we'll see. OAS, just because it's been hit so much, been down, so we'll see if they want to maybe turn this one around. I'm looking for that $8 break, you know, again, over $8, 802. Maybe we might get a turn up in this one, a continuation move. PRGS, it's one of these names that had earnings after the bell. You see the big pop. Now, I wouldn't buy it up here at 32 and change, but, you know, if it pulls back at any point during the day tomorrow, you know, could be interesting to get into. We'll see. SHIP, SHIP. Here's the chart. I mean, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days up, but now we're above the 150 SMA, and we'll see if we can get a possible continuation move in SHIP. And you know, always good to keep GLBS. This thing can make moves, but the daily chart looks terrible. You know, dry still looks terrible. My God. Here, we'll have to open it. Yeah, dry still looks terrible. SINO, some other shippers. You know, at least it has a pulse on SINO. Let's check NAT. NAT is turning back up. This one looks interesting. I don't have it on my list, but NAT looks interesting. The high was 636, closed at 630. So if NAT can get over 636, what's the other one? NM. Not so interested in that one. SBLK. This one, you know, if I can get back over 950 on SBLK, if you're watching that one. Next one, SPEX was just a monster move today. So, you know, just going to have to watch this intraday tomorrow, see if there's any follow through. And it closed at $1.91, but in after hours, it is, you know, up at $2.30. So we'll see. TRCH, you know, depending on how oil does, it's been, you know, slowly grinding up. Looking for this 170 break on TRCH. 1.4 million shares, so that's the biggest candle in a while. Spread that out a little bit so you can see it better. So this has been the biggest candle in a few days, and we'll see if they want to, you know, maybe continue this for tomorrow. So this has been Zozo Stockwatch. This is your Stockwatch list for Thursday, June 29th. If you like these videos, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you get email notifications, retweet them for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. And you have a very nice evening. Happy trading tomorrow for Thursday, June 29th. And then you know, guys, play careful, okay? Be defensive. You know, the people are going to start leaving for a vacation definitely after, you know, tomorrow, probably in the afternoon. It'll start thinning out, so just keep that in mind. And you know, Friday I would think is going to be very slow also, so we'll see. A lot of people are on vacation. Thank you so much for all the good comments you've left and the feedback. I appreciate that also. Let's make this YouTube channel rock. Make it better. I want this to be an educational channel to make you better traders. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have any videos that you'd like me to do, post it down in the comments, and you know, I'll try to do a video on that topic. All right, this has been Zozo Stockwatch. You can catch me on Twitter, StockTwits, and thank you so much for your support. Have a great evening. See you back at it Thursday.